Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's MLP, Season 7, Episode 14, Fame and Misfortune. Now, I've heard that this is an M.A. Larson episode, which is quite surprising, considering that means that he's back after he had that farewell for Season 5. But I've also heard that this was actually an episode credited to him that he thought of a while ago, but has since been rewritten for how the show is now, which is curious to me. I'd love to know which way round that is. Because I would absolutely love it if Larson came back. But then again, the idea of digging up this episode is an intriguing one. I'm curious to see what exactly it's like. Because I have heard that this episode is meta in a way. It's like got half the fandom annoyed and half of them laughing their asses off, depending on where you fall on the type of fan that it's addressing. And for me, that might be highly amusing, because I know you're not supposed to take this sort of thing seriously, and so many people go overboard. It's fine to take it seriously, it's fine to get happy, sad, angry over certain scenes and moments that resonate with you, but some people take it to that next level and ruin the experience for everyone else. And if this is going to be another pot shot at those kind of fans, like the over-analysts in the Daring Do episode with the convention, I can't remember the name of it right now, and I'm usually really good with episode names. It must be this heat. I am roasting you guys. It's like 1 in the morning, but my parents won't be back until tomorrow, technically later today. And I got delayed so much because of how long Anthology 6 took to edit, render and upload. 17 hours render time, over 24 hours upload time, 60 FPS is kicking my ass. But I'm going to assume it was only because it was over an hour long, so this might be a lot kinder to me, and you might hopefully see it Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, I am kind of hot right now, but this needs doing, and so I'm going to do it, especially because episode 15 aired today. So as soon as the Yay Ponies upload of that comes around, I'll have to watch that as well. So this needs getting out of the way now. And I've been wanting to get to this episode anyways, because I've heard that, in a certain light, if you're the right kind of fan to be watching it, it's a lot of fun. And I'm all about the fun. So make sure everything's okay. As I said, this is still a new camera. I'm still getting used to the setup. I've tried to get the proportions the same as they usually were. Pinky is just over my shoulder, and the border stops at this pink picture. Hopefully this makes things feel a little bit normal on my end while I'm editing. I wasn't comfortable with the slight change in angle for the Anthology 6 reaction. Some kind of OCD tick. I like the proportions to stay the same. Anyway, that's off the beaten path. MLP Season 7 Episode 14. Let's get to it.
Oops. Sorry, Princess
Oh,
Twilight.
goodness. I thought that was bird poo. Children's food fights.
Tula Rula, coconut cream, what are you doing?
Those are names?
That was meant for my ex-friend.
I'm not your ex-friend.
I like how the manes and tails are different colours.
So you see, friendship
They just
isn't
keep
always
throwing
easy,
stuff at
but
Twilight.
there's no doubt it's worth fighting for. That sounds familiar.
Yes, it is one of the morals from Season 1. Or was it the end of Return of Harmony? I don't know, they all start to gel after a while, don't they?
Here it is.
What is that?
Yeah, she said that directly to Discord's face.
This is the friendship journal my friends and I used to keep. It's filled with all the things
It's
we
nice that
learned
we're calling this back.
Friendship isn't always easy, but there's no doubt it's worth fighting for.
Wow, you really didn't look after that well.
I'll judge a book by its cover just this once.
Okay, so we're bringing back to the journal. I
Thanks for coming,
didn't expect
Pony.
that to ever
I've
be
got
a thing
surprise
again.
For you.
What is it, Twilight? Do I need to prepare myself?
It's this!
What is that thing? Why is it so smelly? Wait a minute. Is this our old friendship journal? I haven't seen this.
I wonder how long it's been.
Ooh,
Like,
wait.
literally.
Looking a little, overripe.
I'll say. There's a smushed apple in Applejack's lessons.
Ugh.
Fluttershy's lessons are so small, you can barely read them.
Tiny handwriting.
Room for all of you.
Oh.
I don't even know what this is.
It is called calligraphy, darling. If you're going to make words, at least make them fabulous.
So in other words, Rarity writes in cursive.
Looks like you.
I
got a
can't
little
read that
aggressive
half
with
the
your
time.
friendship Lessons, Rainbow Dash.
What can I say? When I learn something, I learn it hard. I found Pinky's page.
I love the delivery of that line.
That wasn't the only surprise.
Oh, can you make it brand new? Oh, you can make copies. I see.
Ta-da!
Now, isn't that useful?
I decided to make one for each of you.
That's amazing.
Magic can do literally everything. All of the races go home. Unicorns and alicorns at the top.
Manifesto. Even better than a perfect copy. Oh, I'd forgotten all about this lesson.
Remember this one? For when I helped Daring Do? Never underestimate the power of friends who always got your back.
Aw, cheese sandwich! Party cannon!
When can we see Cheese Sandwich again?
Twilight remembered the journal. I had so much fun reading all the stuff you've all learned, I just had to have my own copy.
And that brings me to the second part of the surprise, my idea. How would you girls feel about making our journal available for every pony? If we can get these lessons into other ponies' hooves, maybe they'll benefit from them.
I think that's a great idea.
I guess.
In.
But isn't a big part of them learning, experiencing those kind of situations for themselves?
I'm awesome. Oh yeah, good idea.
Does Ashley have a cold while recording this episode? Something a tiny bit off behind Rainbow Dash's voice. I don't know what it is, but it makes me think Ashley had a cold. Is that just me? Have others picked up on that? Bestseller.
No, I don't want to play with you anymore. Why not? You love playing hopscotch. No, you do because you always win.
Hey girls, couldn't help but overhear. You might want to take a breather. Maybe read Rainbow Dash's chapter on Rainbow Falls. It might help.
Sure, Princess. Thanks, Twilight. Twilight? The Friendship Journal's making us super popular.
Oh.
We were thinking of putting together a Cutie Mark summer camp. Now every pony's definitely gonna sign up for it. This is
Okay.
awesome.
Cutie Mark Summer Camp.
A cutie mark camp is a great idea.
Yeah, but the purpose of the journal
Hearing
isn't
Starlight
supposed to
say
be
that
marketing.
is kind of weird, considering what she did.
I just hope those foals actually learn something from our lessons.
They will. I'm sure ponies all across Equestria will. Whoa!
Autographs?
Hello. Can I help you?
We're here all the way from Philadelphia because we got copies of your friendship journal.
Wow, how wonderful. What was your favorite friendship?
Will you sign them?
Yeah, I knew it.
Oh,
I knew it. Autographs.
I guess so. So, what did you think of the lessons?
Oh, we haven't read them. These are keepsakes. We gotta keep them in mint condition.
Yeah, collector types. Yeah.
Wow, that was worth the trip.
Tourists are actually like that.
Don't worry, Twilight. I'm sure lots of other ponies are being inspired to be better friends.
Well, I, for one, found the journal
Nope.
terribly illuminating.
I agree. I'm seeing sides of these ponies I didn't know were there. I only wish they'd left Rarity out. She clearly doesn't belong in that book with the rest of them.
Oh, I know.
Who does she think
Fandoms.
she is? Certainly she did a fine job setting up the Ponyville Days celebration, but does she really believe it was a success just because of her? The nerve!
Oh, poor Rarity.
Not what she was saying. Rarity!
I'm picking up a vibe then of misreading things about characters.
Poor Rarity. She overheard all the mean things those ponies were saying. She must be devastated. I'm going after her.
Go ahead. I'm gonna have a chat with these two.
To the camp with you.
Rarity, wait!
Isn't it amazing? Our journals are everywhere!
Pinky, I've got to...
Ponies keep stopping by to tell me my entries are hilarious! I even had some pony come all the way from Las Pegasus to say how much you liked my lessons!
I am so glad to hear some ponies are being inspired by the journal.
Hey, look! There's Pinkie Pie, the funny one!
The funny one.
Giggly feedback is the best kind!
Well, at least you're getting a positive reaction. I just saw Rarity, and I'm afraid this whole journal thing really upset her.
Aw, that's too bad. Wait, that wasn't even funny.
Oh, wow.
Well, I guess,
I see. So, Rarity character bashing,
Yep, bye Twilight!
Pinkie Pie being the funny one. Okay, I'm sensing this. Okay. Wow.
Maybe it's time to call it a day. I whipped out all the Twilight Sparkle lessons because they were getting in the way of the good ones.
what do you mean you skipped the lessons? We've all had valuable experiences.
Hey, here's a great idea. Why don't you guys talk to Twilight for a while?
Rainbow's feeling
like
bugged.
Working and tapping and, well, pretty much anything else. Huh? We don't want to hear her bowling lessons. Come on. You met Dewey. Again? Haven't we already covered that one? A couple dozen times? We can't get enough of it.
Even Rainbow gets bored of reciting her own tales.
It's just that I really need to get those storm clouds back in their pens.
Pens!
Cool. We'll come along. You can tell us the story there. Rainbow Dash!
Oh, what's going on now?
Okay, so I'm wondering if that's something about telling
Please, just leave me alone.
Rainbow Dash and Daring do stories too much.
Fluttershy, what's wrong?
We want answers!
Yeah, we're entitled to know!
What is it, every pony?
We want to know why Fluttershy keeps learning the same thing over and over again. Be assertive already!
Even I've learned more than she has. Why can't I be in the book?
What?
Season 6 and 7, anyone?
You attacking my friend because you want to be in a book?
It's okay. I got this, girls. Listen up. I am more assertive. And yes, it took me a while to get there. But can you honestly say that you could learn something one time and completely change who you are?
This is what everybody has been saying about our character for so long! Oh my god!
You're way different from the Fluttershy in the book.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I just freaked out. I just freaked out. They said it. They finally said it. Thank God. Oh!
It feels like every pony in Equestria is missing the friendship part of the friendship journals.
That is exactly what I've been saying about Fluttershy this whole time. You don't learn something once and completely change your entire personality. It does not work like that. It does not.
Creating a gown, darling.
For what?
I'm both glad and sad that I caught that face.
Stress sewing?
When I overheard those two at the cafe, I suddenly understood why I've been getting cancellations for days.
What? Why are ponies canceling their orders?
Because no pony likes me anymore. They're boycotting me.
I'm sure if I go out there and talk to those ponies, they'll see that they're being unreasonable.
I need 100 blankets, and I need them now.
What's your problem?
Hey,
Buffy's!
pony who still likes me.
I don't need nothing fancy.
What's the matter, Applejack?
I'm popular, Twilight. I'm popular, and I don't like it one bit.
I don't like it one bit. Fantastic.
You go ahead. I'll stay here.
Starlight is like, what the hell is going on? Aw, don't have Granny Smith working labour.
Applejack, who are all these ponies?
They call themselves the Sweet Apple Admirers. They say they read my journal entries, and they felt like a part of the family. And now they actually want to become part of the family.
I'm guessing inspired by the Pinky Apple Pie episode?
All the stuff about how friends are like family and whatnot.
Yeah.
Can't you get rid of them?
Kick out my own family?
Oh wow, Applejack.
Granny said, hang on, let me help. There she is!
Yeehaw!
Oh, I wish we'd never released that journal.
It really wasn't a wise move. It's personal stories relevant to the specific situations at the time, really.
I think she's doing better, and... Oh boy. Window staring, huh? Was it that bad at Sweet Apple Acres?
Well, season 1, episode 23 wasn't bad window staring.
How could our friendship journal have led to so much anti-friendship?
Oh, Twilight, it's not your fault.
Of course it's my fault. If I hadn't had that big idea to make copies, none of this would be happening.
Facial expressions in MLP are so great now.
I really think you're being too hard on yourself.
Am I?
Coming from Starlight, maybe you should listen. Nice meme.
I didn't know where else to go. I've got so much cooking and cleaning and familying to do.
Familying.
Or anything else.
My favorite new verb.
Ponies aren't laughing every time you talk. Not even I want to be funny all the time. My days of hilariousness are over. You think you've got problems?
I'll stop.
I know I'm awesome, but I can't even go to the bathroom without some pony trying to tell me how cool I am.
Rarity, what are you wearing?
I was just remembering some Eminem lyrics, don't mind me.
I don't know what I'm gonna do if I have to defend myself one more time. Sorry, darling. Force of habit.
Oh, this is just a delight, really.
Okay, so maybe they are having a hard time with it. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong.
Yes, I did. Releasing the journal was my idea, and it backfired in ways I could never have imagined.
That's just everyone else being
It's
dicks.
every pony else's. They're just focusing on the wrong things and... Wait here, I've got an idea.
I can't wait any longer. I've got to fix this. Every pony, please stop!
Use the bubble of silence.
Canterlot Chronicle, quick question. What
Or
would you say
something.
to ponies who wonder why you moved to Ponyville in the first place?
I moved here to learn about friendship. That's why the journal even exists. It took some time for me to get the hang of it, but it was each of these ponies standing next to me who taught me the lessons in those journals. Applejack, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and
Yeah, we
Fluttershy
followed
too.
them for a long
Then
time.
all of you. I've learned so much from...
What I mean is, some ponies would argue that it doesn't seem believable that the 6 of you would be friends.
Believable?
Well, sure. I read this journal cover to cover, and I have to say, your character would have been much more interesting if she'd stayed in Canterlot.
My character? We are real ponies. This journal is a record of things that actually happened to us. We made mistakes, and we learn from them.
What about Rarity? Are we really supposed to believe she learned anything she wrote in there?
That's why you want to be Team Dash. She's the only one who didn't really need
Arguing about favorite characters.
Twilight was better before she got wings. Fluttershy is just so painfully shy, it's hard to relate. I mean, come on.
This is so on the nose, it's amazing.
Wait a minute, every pony.
Are Pinkie Pie and Applejack related or what?
Yes.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Royal Canterlot voice.
I never claimed to be
Oh.
perfect. My mistakes are all written in ink. None of us claim to be perfect, and it's sad if that's what you all think. Our flaws
the
are what
rhythm.
make us special. They bond us and keep us strong. Our flaws are what brought us together. So stop acting like something's wrong. We're not flawless. We're a work in progress. We got days
Oh, that's a good rhyme. I like that.
that make us work. Yeah, we're not flawless. We're a work in progress. So tell
Brilliant.
me what flaws you got too. 'Cause I still like what's flawed about you. They say I'm a big
PMV material everywhere.
size of a whale. My confidence comes off as cocky, but it gives me the courage to fail.
Sure, I can be a drama queen, a bit stuck up, it's true. And I can be too eager to please. There's such thing as being too honest too, 'cause
We're not flawless. We're a work in progress. We got dents and we got quirks, but it's our flaws that make us work.
Exactly. Flawless characters are boring characters.
Progress, so tell me what
I never understand anyone who wants a character to be completely without something wrong.
Ponies think I'm all bubbles and laughter, that I don't seem sincere. I might joke around a little too much, but I'm just so happy you're here. It took me a while to be confident, to really come out of my shell.
But no pony has to be perfect. By now, don't you know us so well? Because, yeah, we're not flawless. We're a
Work in progress.
dents and we got quirks, but it's our flaws that make us work. Yeah, we're
I love the experimentation with shots this season's doing.
what flaws you got too. 'Cause I still like what's flawed about you.
And meta thing of song doesn't count for anything.
So you see, every pony? None of us ever claimed to be perfect. Without our flaws, there wouldn't be any friendship lessons to learn. Without our flaws, there probably wouldn't be any friendships at all.
There wouldn't be any show.
So that just happened.
Cue Starlight?
I found 2 ponies
Yeah.
with something I think you should hear.
We just wanted to say thank you to all of you. Yeah, our friendship? Well, we were having trouble until we read your journal. It showed us that friends can go through all sorts of tough times and come through stronger than before. It's made us better friends than we've ever been.
Really?
Mhm.
target audience.
I can't tell you how much it means to hear that. Thank you for telling us. We've had a tough couple of days, but knowing we've helped fillies like you...
Staff,
we've been through.
target audience,
Absolutely.
overactive fan base.
Friendship is forever.
Loud and clear.
Far worse things.
Loud and clear.
Do anything without being told I'm awesome.
And we can't change the way other ponies think about us, but we can change how we let it affect us.
Or how we don't let it affect us. Go ahead,
Reckon we still have to deal with them, don't we?
That is a bit of a problem.
Stay in the friendship moment, Applejack. They can wait a little longer.
I'd have liked to have seen how they eventually got them to leave them alone, but can't have everything. Wow. Okay. That sort of went how I might have expected it to go, but it also gave a bit of a left turn, I feel. I liked how Starlight's involvement in this was quite a great... I don't know what the word for it is, but she was like a counterbalance to Twilight in this. Usually Starlight is the insecure one, the one who like worries too much about a mistake she's made or can't stop feeling guilty about something, and Twilight is the one that like tries to keep her head level about it or tell her not to worry so much. And to see Starlight and Twilight swap roles for an episode, that was really cool. But the main focus of the episode, of course, was pointing out that the main six as characters are flawed, and they're always working to improve on them, but that does not automatically mean that a personality flaw has gone away, because that would mean that you're a boring, flawless individual who can do no wrong. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a Mary Sue. If you are saying that you don't want any of the MLP girls to have what you considered like their worst character trait, or you know, their one flaw, you know, that kind of thing, you are asking them to become a Mary Sue. That's what you're doing. And I know that some of you will disagree with that. That's fine, but I personally wholeheartedly believe with the message this episode is trying to push. I agree with it completely, especially the moment that made me freak out, that they finally said it in the show, that Fluttershy's development has been steady but true. Like, people were saying it didn't exist. People were saying, you know, that, oh, it's so slow it may as well not exist, but you gotta think how crippling anxiety, you know, shyness, you know, fear of the unknown is, like, people with withdrawn social issues and big fears in life, you can't cure that overnight. You can say, oh, in this situation being assertive helps you, and they can understand that, they know that, but to actually ingrain it into your own psyche so that it's something you can do as a first response to a situation, that is an entirely different thing altogether. If you seriously think that Fluttershy could learn how to be assertive after Dragonshy, you know, just that one instance of where it worked out, then you don't know much about psychology, do you? Like, sure, everybody does it differently, and there are some people who could turn it around in one day, but it is not entirely unrealistic for Fluttershy to have taken such a step-by-step process to get where she is today. I mean, the combination of episodes like Flutter Brother, oh, it wasn't that long ago. Of course, Discordant Harmony, and Fluttershy leans in. You know, season 6 and 7 have been showing that Fluttershy is so much more confident than she's ever been before. They've finally found the right balance with her to show where she's at. She's at the happy medium, where she's still the same old, you know, lovable and shy Fluttershy, but she also knows when it's time to stand up and say what needs to be said. It's cool that we finally get that spelled out for the people who are still non-believing. And, of course, it was nice to see them address the unfair amount of bashing and hate that Rarity gets. I know that from the very early days of the fandom, like, Rarity was always the one scapegoated because people saw her as the typical, you know, fancy pants, fashionista, valley girl bitch kind of thing. Even though episode per episode, you know, every time she got focus, her likable quality shone through and made people realize that this isn't some sort of caricature. Rarity is a lady, and she is awesome, and she is the best at what she does. Like, she got so much great development over the course of time that people just don't see it. Some people don't see it. I respect Shanmul as a reactor. Shanmul 1995, he's not as active anymore, bless him. He's always having some sort of issue that keeps him heavily delayed. But one thing that always used to irk me, and I love you, bro. I'm just saying, like, from my personal perspective, I did not like your reactions to some of Rarity's early Season 1, Season 2 episodes, because often it felt like, and obviously this is like applying to all of the similar-minded fans, it seemed like you completely missed the point of some of the morals. Like, remember Dog and Pony Show? Remember how Rarity was kidnapped off the street, basically? Well, you know, a rocky, gem-filled street, but still, she was whisked away and about to be forced into slavery, and she used her wits to upset, anger, and completely freak out the dogs so they let her go. Like, it was a classic Looney Tunes style manipulation, and Rarity played it to perfection. And just because I'm a lady doesn't mean I can't handle myself in a sticky situation. And Shanmul was on the dog side. For some reason, like, he found her terribly annoying instead of funny, and he said that the lesson was telling kids to, like, scream and cry and act like a bitch and they'll get what they want, or something like that, you know, completely taking the episode the 180-degree way around. And it feels like people do that a lot for Rarity. Like, they take the moral in the worst possible context, like the ponies in this episode that gave her shit. And it's like, so at that point, are Rarity and her episodes the problem, or are you the problem? Like, are you just not on that wavelength that you can comprehend what should be basic stuff? Like, because Rarity is amazing, and DWK can explain why that is in his recap of Gauntlet of Fire. The intro scene with Rarity. Just watch what he has to say about Rarity and that. I completely agree 100%. Rainbow Dash, it didn't seem like there was much shade being thrown at her. I think it was just people keep wanting Rainbow Dash being awesome stories, and it's like, well, we've had like dozens of those. Like, you know, we've had Rainbow Dash doing something cool episodes and even she's getting sick of them, basically. And of course, Pinky had the whole Flanderization argument going on in Season 4, which she then dialed back and improved on in like Seasons 5, 6, and 7. Though Pinky Pride is still my favourite Pinky episode, so Season 4 wasn't all that bad, you know, for that kind of thing, but yeah, interesting how people were suddenly like laughing at everything she was a literal joke. Like, Applejack is popular but doesn't like that, and I found it weird that they... No, it's not weird. I was going to say I found it weird that they had someone shout out, "Oh, Applejack and Pinkie Pie related." Like, I think it was meant to be as ridiculous as it sounded, like someone just randomly screeching that, because they tried to hint it as much as they could, like with Goldie Delicious's pile that she did, taking something out and it not falling, just like she did with the scrolls in the beginning of the episode. The poofy hair, just like Pinky. Similar mannerisms of speech, like "Hello yourself." Like they were throwing those hints out as a direct parallel in the beginning and final acts of the episode, so it's sort of meant to be we can't say it directly, but there you go. That's your hint. It's a thing. That's why they've been dedicating episodes past that to them being family members, even if it's just honorary in canon. But you know, it's that kind of thing that should make it obvious. Like, sure, you can adopt your own headcanon that says that they're not related for whatever reason, but you know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yeah. If this was Larson, then I totally understand his thumbprint on this. That's great. Especially, I'm sure he had some form of hand to play in the Wings comment, because he left in season 5. By then he'd have been well acquainted with the Alicorn drama, even though he technically didn't write that episode, did he? Or no, I think it was that Twylacorn wasn't even his idea. He was just in charge of riding the way it went. I think that's what it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me the full extent of the Larson involvement in that episode, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was left in from his original script, if this was edited. But I've also heard some people saying that this might be Jim Miller and someone else on the MLP stuff. Someone who was heavily involved with Starlight Glimmer. Is it Mike Vogel or someone else? Apparently people are saying it's those two crediting this episode to Larson, so they can have some jabs at the fans they feel are harassing their work on the show, while shifting the blame to Larson so it goes over better. Now, I must admit that does sound like a clever tactic, but I'd like to have a bit more faith in the integrity of the writers, that they wouldn't just up and deceive us like that. And to be honest, if you're getting offended by an episode like this, then you might be a problematic fan. Or, you know, someone who maybe needs to step back, chill out, and analyse the show a little less scrutinisingly, if that's even a way to use that word. But yeah, I don't think there's much I can say about this episode other than it was funny, it was fun, it was great seeing Glimmer and Fluttershy have those brief moments of standing up. The song was nice. I liked the rhythm and the rhyme scheme of the song. Like, flawless and progress, making it rhyme the way that they did the flow of the chorus. That was actually inspired. I liked that a lot. Yeah, I'd definitely be adding that to my iPod or something. Like, this show has been doing some great experimentation with music, and I accredit it to the creation of the Equestria Girls movies, because they, especially since Rainbow Rocks, you know, ever since they stepped it up with that and started doing the change-ups and the actual instrumentation with the electrics and stuff, it seems like they've started... Like, you can hear it with how they use guitar in I'll Fly from season 5. You know, they did the whole power pop thing with Best Friends from season 7, episode 2. And, you know, I just feel like, Starlight's marching song in the season 5 premiere. You know, and obviously, the heartwarming Tales songs, they were awesome and so varied in style, which kept everything fresh. And I think, I swear, I think it's thanks to the Equestria Girls movies that got Daniel inspired to do all this experimentation, keep evolving the music of the show. Like, you compare any season 1 song to a season 6 or 7 or 5 song, and it's like the improvement is like out of this world. And like, sure, you may not be able to create an instant classic anymore because the show's been going so long, but that still doesn't mean that the music keeps... what's the word? It's always seems to be like something, I don't want to say too fresh, but you wouldn't say, oh, this song is a copy of this song, you know? That's the kind of thing I'm going for here. Like, every time a song comes, it sounds just like its own thing. And I think that's really special. Like, there's a lot of shows that fall into a pitfall of samey songs, but the way they change up rhythms and flows and wordplays and rhyme schemes in this show, it just baffles me. And it's nothing but a good thing. And so I am very looking forward to any songs they throw at us for the rest of the season. I know this season was going to be light on songs because of the focus Daniel was doing on the movie. So it's a nice surprise when one's come along. Though I do remember him saying that we'll be back to the regular quota in Season 8, so that's something to look forward to. But we've still got, you know, pretty much the rest of a full half of the season to go before then, plus whatever hiatus is in between the finale and premieres of the respective seasons. I have talked for long enough, I think. I am roasting. I'm already having to wipe the sweat from my brow. I'm about to lose my voice. And I want to see reactions to this episode, to be perfectly frank. So, until next time, I shall see you guys later.